Reserve time. Bad dudes banning
The final
someone
spot.
now.
Yep.
So many differences because Finem don't even have a coach.
They have a stats person.
They have a
They have a
stats
stats
guy,
guy, but
yeah.
he's made it abundantly clear he is not there to coach. He's
No,
simply there for the
Absolutely.
stats, and DC have too.
Maybe
I,
that.
I think you kind of need the coach role if your team has been sort of put together, as it were. You kind of need someone
Sure.
there to maybe help smooth that transition. New people getting to know each other. Like, you need a coach there, mate. My wife dragged me here.
I like your wife.
Well played, your wife. I like your wife. Is that what you said?
I might have said that. I meant as in I like her decision making. I wasn't
Okay,
necessarily.
just take it easy.
I
Take it easy.
wasn't making a pass at her, Ted.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Okay, so Finem's first two bans already kind of dictate what they want to do. No Naga, no Alchemist, so they don't want to play the farm more. They tried Alchemist themselves, and I would say that it worked out very poorly for them
Yeah,
in the last series.
They're not a team that I think fits that kind of playstyle, the Alchemist playstyle. They want to be more aggressive. They want to fight from the start. You know, roam around with the bounty. They want to play a much more up-tempo game.
Well, it's the pick that you dubbed as being
look at
faultless, Winter.
The pick that doesn't reveal anything, and if you want to see what the enemy is doing, that's the pick that you want to do.
It's like passing your turn.
yeah. It is. But DC do get 2 picks of their own in response. I have absolutely no idea what approach they're going to take to Finem. I don't think you try and beat them the way you try and beat just any other team. What?
Or laughing at.
Still the wife stuff.
No, I'm just laughing at my vague statement. It's like passing your. I was trying to think of a game that you pass your turn in.
Oh,
I couldn't think of it, so I just stopped.
Oh, I get you.
It's like passing your turn in Monopoly. No, I don't know. Anyway,
That Warlock. up
wow,
against
two of
next
them.
Ribbon, yeah.
Two of the common ones. I guess does that fall into the same category, Winter, as not revealing too much? I feel perhaps more.
Yep, DC revealed a lot more in their first 2 picks because Finem have been really good at split push, pick off. They play up-tempo game. They try to gank, and what better way to do it than building a 5-man? So you group up, you don't allow the pickoffs to happen, and you just try to push, stop the split push. Well, so that is what DC are telling Finem. We're gonna do a very heavy group up style, playing around the Warlock for sure.
We've seen Warlock was really big in the early stage of the tournament, but he hasn't had a huge amount of success later. I'm sure he lost a couple of times yesterday. I could well be
those
wrong.
were the MP games, I think. Yeah, those were the MP games. They really like the Warlock. Like OG picked a Warlock a couple of times as well. I think the hero is still great for the lane. He's really good at zoning the offlaner. Really good at making sure that you have that guaranteed farm on your carry and you have that team fight.
Yeah.
Recapping
Omni
those
Knight
bans, is
banned.
that going to be an OD ban?
OD banned.
Okay. Okay, so I did that.
Yeah. Okay. And OD.
The Omni Knight ban is like something I know DC like to pick a lot. I think I remember Moonyander playing it, and right now there's a Bat Rider. I'm not sure if they do it on the support position. Maybe I might have missed the game. But overall, I think Omni Knight plus Bat Rider on the dual lane. I mean, in pubs you see it a lot. It's very, very potent, and it's great at allowing the Bat Rider to initiate against the Nyx, because the problem you face as Bat against the Nyx is the carapace, and having the repel on the Bat Rider fixes the problem.
Seems like they want to keep it as a purely fighting game. If you're at Finem.
Yeah, that's how they want to play the game, Like they just want to be able to get those pickoffs. They don't want to stop and farm, and the 4 players will be fighting, and Madara on the other hand, he'll be doing his thing.
Are you worried about Drow Ranger at all? It's actually gone untouched. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind, just got banned.
Still room for a Marana in here.
I mean, we've been talking about Finem and their success, and a lot of it has come when there is something big on Madara, right? I mean, it's this kind of, you call it the babysit. Around
The 4 protect one. 4 protect one. For Finem, and the other 4 heroes would just be, making plays around the map. Like for DC right now, they removed the OD, they removed Sniper, heroes that are really good in the lane, and both heroes are, I think, 2 of the best heroes, apart from Puck of Tug. He's been really good at the OD and the Sniper. During the group stages, I was able to cast the games where they first faced the Sniper, and it worked out really well for them.
So what do you think about for Rezo Zero? Are they going to go like way more team fight with like a Luna? Or do you think it's going to be more of a pickoff style with Lifestealer and or Slurk?
Possible. All the choices that you mentioned are possible, but I think right now most important is they need to have like wave clear. The first three picks, Bat, Warlock, and Undying, they're extremely potent in the lane. They want to team fight you, but they are lacking in terms of the wave clear. They need to push the lanes out, making sure that the lanes are taken care. Then they 5-man and they push down one lane. So that's basically what they are lacking in the last two picks, and for Finem.
So are we not expecting any of the usual Finem curveballs? I mean, almost every draft we've had something that has been a little bit surprising. We had that lovely storyline where Spartan was like, yeah, oh, he accidentally picked Morphling, and he was really good at it once, so let's give it to him now.
Morphling, I think, is really good in this game too.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, because those three heroes are not very good at taking out the Morphling.
At all.
Bruno!
Bruno!
Hey!
Give us a wave, Bruno.
Bruno, wave! Oh. Should have asked him a question.
Rejected.
So for Finem, like we talked about, looking for that carry, Morphling would be a good pickup for them. But then again, usually when they pick his hero, they leave it to the later part of the heroes, but they're gonna go for it now with the combination with the Nyx. Very strong at fighting early, very good in the lane against the Bat Rider. You don't have much opportunities for the Bat to kill you because of the rage.
We've seen some very polarizing performances on Lifestealer, haven't we? We've seen some incredibly strong performances, and we've also seen it seems to be one or the other. We rarely see a kind of a middle of the pack underwhelming Lifestealer.
I mean that hero is either you get a really good game, you're far ahead, or the hero doesn't get far ahead enough and you just don't do much in the team. In the team fights, you get controlled, you get kited. I mean, in this game right now, DC have a pretty good lane at dealing with the Lifestealer. I think Undying is a pretty good dual lane with Bat against the Lifestealer, even though you can't really kill him that easily because of rage, but the decay is very annoying for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, his farming hard, obviously. That kind of sucks for him, but yeah, I think a Morph pick would have been good without the ability to catch him, but they like to run him with the Wisp, didn't they? And without the Wisp, maybe they're thinking...
They still ran it without the Wisp, but it's just, you can't really team fight early.
The other thing you need to consider with the Morph is he doesn't do very well. I mean, you're a carry player, Ben, so you're gonna know like Bat Rider screws you in the lane. If you don't have a very strong lane, it's very difficult for you to farm. And DC is still on the same train. They're gonna 5-man, they wanna push towers with the DK pickup there, and that's gonna provide them with some of the wave clear with the Breathe Fire.
Hey, I'm worried that they've been baited into this Timbersaw pick. Look, Weeha knows. He's like, yep.
It's happened.
I mean, the matchup isn't really exactly that bad as people think though. I think one of the group stage games that I saw a very well played DK against Timbersaw matchup, it might have been Weeha, I'm not sure who it was, but he was able to use the Breathe Fire very well in making the last hits of the Timbersaw really difficult. And with the regen of your passive, you're going to be able to manage that lane pretty well.
Move the U forward a bit. There you go. Now move the R forward a bit. There you go. Nice.
Well done, guys. Well done.
So, interestingly enough, we have actually seen the first three drafted by Finem in the same order before in an LGDFY game. They went for all the exact same three, and they actually managed to pick it up that win.
And that final ban from DC is very clear that they want to assume control of the early game. They removed the Ogre. Those Ogre against Undying, one of the matchups that we talk a lot about in the early game, where you just make sure that the Undying doesn't do his job, and the Undying is trying to bully the Ogre around. So that's out of the picture for Finem. They are looking for most likely an MNT hero here. Bounty is still available, Mirana is still available for them.
I think they want a bit of AoE for clear and stuff. I think Mirana would be a decent shout.
I still think they need more team fight.
Are they going to be able to team fight? Warlock, Undying, the Tombstone and the Rock is pretty difficult to run in, and right now the first four heroes of Finem do not have much team fight at all. Unless Rubik gets a big steal on the Rock or the Tombstone. I don't see them being able to contest team fights with their last pick. I'm not very sure what can they go for, but there's not really much good options here for team fight. I think they're more likely going to stick to the plan where they're going to speed up and fight, take small fights, move them around and try to play around that.
I also think they don't scale necessarily particularly well. Like if they just try and stall it out with, like, let's say Keeper or something like that, I think they can go for a very heavy carry on resolution, and then they can just push down towers very early and take it late on Digital Chaos. So you have the early and the late game, and they have the laning advantage with the.
So you prefer like a
Batrider on
scaling 4-0 for Finem, so it gives them more late game security since they're trying to stall the game.
I think so, and because I think because Digital Chaos have the last pick, they'll probably have the upper edge.
Oh, moly.
So do you like that for scaling?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's good. It gives them the team fight that they need. Although Warlock is going to be one of those heroes that will always be able to stop the Enigma, I think this adds added pressure into Digital Chaos going to the late game. Yeah, you can get BKBs, and yeah, you can get your items, but Enigma is going to be really, really strong, and I like that they kind of took it from LGD FY.
Yeah, right, they beat it. They beat Zhao 8's Enigma. And now they get to bring it into the semis.
And their supports cannot really deal with the Enigma. I guess the Warlock's okay.
The Morphling, not on Finem, but on DC. How do you like that pickup here? Do you think that he's going to be able to do a lot? They have a lot of stuns and disables that can lock down the Morphling though.
I don't think Nyx is that great at dealing with the Morphling in the split push, because that's their main anti-split push, right? It's all about the Nyx, but once he gets Lincolns, you can't really do that much. And I think it is going to be the late game that they need. It's just whether or not the Enigma is going to be able to pull off those black holes and threats.
Enigma is a really big question mark here. How well?
Some would describe it as an Enigma. Second semi-final, our casters are chomping at the bit, and the voices that will be filling the Wang Theatre as this Dota game does go down are none other than gods and capitalists. So let's jump in with them and enjoy the Dota.
A team of misfits is how we describe them at TI6. Digital Chaos are now in the semifinals up against Ad Finem. Once DC were the underdogs, now they are the giant facing up against this Greek crew. Looking at this draft, gods, are you feeling it? Digital Chaos have this last pick Morphling against Ad Finem. They can definitely take this late. Is this good?
It should be good. It suits DC. They like to put Rezo kind of on those big late game carries, be it the Naga we've seen a few times or the Morphling this game. He's had some very successful games on the Morphling itself, so I think it suits them. To me, it's more how they can react to the Ad Finem pressure. You know this is a team that's going to be coming at you hard and fast in the mid game. They're going to hit these item timings where they get like the mech on the Enigma, Lifestealer Sats getting the Infest Bombs going with his armlet timing. Ad Finem can be very scary to find the mid game if you're not ready for it, and that's when Morphling isn't quite ready to fight. He wants to split push, and the rest of DC have to kind of play 4v5.
What about this change of pace from Ad Finem with the last pick Enigma? That was definitely something that I don't think anybody from the analyst desk was expecting.
Haven't seen it in a while, but Spartan's actually played quite a lot of the Enigma. It's not a uncommon pick for him. It's like one of his 6th or 7th most played heroes. So he's very comfortable on it, and he feels like he can kind of have that big mid to late game impact on the hero. There is the Warlock Rock to stop the black hole, but if you're holding the Rock till the end of the fight, that's a problem. Normally you want to use the Rock very early on to kind of set up a good Fatal Bonds. Oh, nice bounty rune deny. MNT even taunts himself away.
He'll make his way out, and that means that our Dragonite is going to be lacking a bit when it comes to that gold. The other bounty rune did go to the Nyx Assassin. He managed to contest the Morphling over that one. His lane is going to be pretty important. He's going to be the one setting up the tempo for Madara's Lifestealer, trying to shut down Resolution's Morphling as early as possible and see if they can actually push this to the mid game if they should be so dominant.
This is what DC really like to do, is these contest the off lane. They run 2 heroes up there. Initially Misery just throwing a couple decays and also being the hero to block the pull camp. So often if your lane's being contested, you want to make sure you can pull, reset, deny experience, but Misery is not going to allow that, and Madara is going to be getting contested in terms of his farm very early on.
Now, what do you think Spartan's going to be doing with his Enigma? Do you think he should be doing a similar scenario, popping out of that jungle area and helping out the Nyx Assassin the way Misery's trying to help out the Batrider? Or do you think he just fully focuses on farm?
I like the idea you fully focus on farm. The Enigma just doesn't really pressure the lane as well, and you'll end up perhaps denying a few creeps of Rezos through the conversion and using the extra kind of summons to deny even more, but ultimately you're leeching Skylex XP. I think you're better off just rushing the level 6 and then smoking up, using that black hole, similar to like the Beastmaster jungle, where you just hit that level timing where you've got almost a guaranteed kill using your ultimate.
Yeah, Skylex does seem to be doing just fine by himself. He's already got 2 of the range creeps and got himself level 2. Of course, the Morphling is ever dangerous opponent to face up against. An early spike carapace is going to be blown here, expecting a bit more aggression out of that Morphling. Meanwhile, our top lane, Misery, again, trying to contest the pull maybe next time. He did manage to get an easy camp pull, but it's going to be taken away by Misery and fed to Moon Meander. In our mid lane, though, this is where Ad Finem are actually taking a bit of a lead here, thanks in part to the Enigma and his early deny. Thug has managed to take an early CS lead over Weehaw.
Yeah, interesting. Weehaw going for the poor man shield, knowing that Timber just wants to walk at you and right click to get the reactive armor procs, but has led to him getting a slower bottle. So he's sitting in this lane without money for a bottle and without the mana to use another Breathe Fire for some time, and could be in some trouble with MNT's rotation.
Yeah, he's low enough that maybe a Whirling Death and that heavy stat reduction.
Very tanky though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
Poor
it.
man shield got just one nuke out of the Whirling Death, so not close to level 4. They will be okay as far as DK not going down, but problem is the bottle's coming, and MNT, well, we've seen this one before. He sniped a few couriers in his time. He's actually expecting the courier to be coming out now, but a slow bottle from Weehaw, he's going to neutral his way to the 660 gold that he needs.
Yeah, in some ways, maybe Weehaw's slower CS comes to an added benefit of not getting their couriers.
It's funny when you play that support, you're like telling your mid, give him 1 or 2 CS. Like,
Yep,
come on,
yep.
just let him get that bottle coming out, because you really want to snipe it. And if you beat him too hard in the mid lane, it comes too late, which is what's pretty much happened now. It's already upgraded. It's already flying.
Oh, Skylark in some serious trouble. Does manage to get the spike carapace on some of that damage. Skylark is going to be run down underneath the tier 1 tower. Resolution takes the shot, but he does die to the tier 1 in exchange. Of course, that experience not going to the Nyx Assassin still okay, but a bad time all around for our Nyx as Misery makes the rotation out, no longer trying to make that dual lane work, tries to shove back the Nyx Assassin a bit more.
Yeah, kind of negates the win there with Morphling going down. He loses some of that unreliable gold he had. And Nyx not getting XP, as you mentioned, does mean that it's not like Skylark gets all too much, but Resolution's advantage taken away. So we'll see for now. Spartan just continuing to free farm up the jungle. He's getting closer and closer to that level 6 timing. We'll stack a medium camp once more, and then with Black Hole online, the mid lane is very viable kill. Level 6 Timbersaw, level 6 Enigma, throw a Black Hole. There you've got yourself your first kill on the mid lane.
Skylark going to be chased away, but he did manage to get the bounty rune. Weehaw beginning to pick up some CS, but still trailing quite a bit behind Thug, who's sitting at 29 and 4. It seems like the combination of damage reduction between these two, Weehaw has not been able to overcome that heavy stat reduction of Whirling Death, and it's Thug who's taking the advantage thanks in part to his early Quelling Blade.
Yeah, brings out the raindrops now, so ganking him to try and turn this lane around or reset it gets that much more difficult. We're going to block that Breathe Fire damage, and we'll see what Ad Finem's move is going to be. The lanes are looking so good from there. They're not really under pressure to make any moves, but if they can get like a rotation out of Enigma, it's going to give them that much bigger of an edge.
And a little bit of attempt to block out there over that narrow staircase, hoping to be able to keep Skylark and delay him just enough for Moon to come. Oh, nice bounce back. Skylark is going to end up falling here inside the river. Beautiful play by Moon Meander, who's just about to, oh, there it is. Thug actually finished him off. That Whirling Death. The stat reduction stacking up. And Thug does manage to get that kill with the double damage.
Just the individual plays from both Moon there on the bat, and then we see the mid laner Thug getting a solo kill on Weehaw. This is the kind of thing you look for from some of your big playmakers when you're in these key semi-final games.
Yeah, I was so sure that bounce back from the flame break was so good by Moon Meander. And then we look over